trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu.
Supreme Court hears 6 appeals on Atiku's case Wednesday. Again, Buhari heads for Saudi with governors and ministers. Alberto Fernandez wins Argentina's presidential elections. Bank credit to private sector hits record 25.47 trillion naira. I didn't leave for goals, Messi. Welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. I am Akosile Nicholas Walter. Please stay with us as we'll bring you details of the news. You're welcome back. Now the news and details. President Muhammadu Buhari will leave Abuja on Monday, which is today, for Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, to attend the 3rd edition of a future investment initiative with the theme, What's Next for Global Business? During the trip, which comes barely 48 hours after returning from Russia, the president will travel with 10 political office holders, including 4 governors and 3 ministers. The president will be accompanied by Governors Babagana Zulum of Borno State, Abubakar Bagudu of Kebbi, and Aminu Bello Masari of Katsina State. Also scheduled to be on the entourage are the Ministers of State, Foreign Affairs, Zubairu Dada, Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Niyi Adebayo, Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Timi Presiva, and Minister of Communication, Ibrahim Pantami. Next on local scene, we'll have Supreme Court hears 6 appeals on Atiku's case Wednesday. The Supreme Court has fixed Wednesday for the hearing of about 6 appeals on the case instituted by the People's Democratic Party and its presidential candidate Alhaji Atiku Abubakar to challenge the victory of President Muhammadu Buhari at the February 23, 2019 poll. It was learnt on Sunday. Atiku and his party had jointly filed their appeal before the Apex Court to challenge the September 11, 2019 judgment of a Justice Mohammed Garba-led Presidential Elections Petitions Tribunal. The tribunal's judgment, which Atiku and his party are dissatisfied with, has dismissed their petition challenging the outcome of the February 23, 2019 poll. Subsequently, the petitioners on September 23, 2019 filed 66 grounds of appeal before the Supreme Court to challenge the judgment of the tribunal. The PDP had publicly expressed concerns over the alleged delay in the hearing of the appeals relating to the presidential election case. Our correspondent learned from senior members of Atiku and Buhari's legal teams on Sunday that Wednesday had been fixed for the hearing of all the appeals. Still from the local scene, payroll system controversy. ASU takes battle to National Assembly, meets Lawan Baja. That's Lawan Baja Biamila. The Academic Staff Union of Universities will on Monday today meet with the leadership of the National Assembly as part of its battle against the controversial integrated payroll and personnel information system. A source in the nation's parliament confided in one of our correspondents that the meeting would be held behind closed doors today, which is Monday. President Muhammadu Buhari had during the 2020 budget presentation at the National Assembly on October 8 ordered that all public sector workers must register for the IPPIS to save costs and fight corruption by blocking leakages in the federal government salary payment structure. But ASU had last week opposed the president's directive, saying the IPPIS negated the law on university autonomy. The Accountant General of the Federation, Haji Ahmed Idris, who faulted ASU, said the union position was an open endorsement of corruption. Also, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, had on Thursday said no government agency must resist the payment system. Coming up next is news from the foreign scene. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
Jesus! It is better to be envied than to be pitied. But the only problem about envy, it is very dangerous when people envy you for pettiness.
Hello great people, my name is Johnson Suleiman. I'd like to give you a special invitation, and I hope this message meets you well. Do you live in Edmonton? Do you live in Ottawa? Do you live in Toronto? Do you live in Winnipeg? This is an outstanding invitation for you all as I come to Calgary. I'll be in Canada for an outburst of the move of God, the great massive harvest of souls. So I'm coming to Calgary. The address is now being scrolled, and all the information you need to get, the numbers to call for seat reservation. I'm believing God. I'm going to be laying my hands on the sick. I'm going to be praying for people, believing God for a miracle, and God will be sitting in the building. This year is our year of open heavens and uncommon grace, and that's what's coming to Calgary. I'll see you there.
Thanks for joining us once again. This is news from the foreign scene. Alberto Fernandez wins Argentina's presidential election. Peronist candidate Alberto Fernandez won Argentina's presidential election on Sunday. Fernandez, a 60-year-old law professor, had 48% of the votes, easily crossing the threshold for outright victory after 99% of the votes had been counted, with center-right incumbent Macri trailing at 40.44%. His win also caps a remarkable political comeback for his running mate, ex-president Cristina Kirchner, who will be his vice president despite facing a slew of trials over graft stemming for her 2007 through 2015 presidency. Macri, 60, pledged a healthy and constructive opposition. He told his supporters he had spoken by phone to Fernandez and had invited him to breakfast tomorrow at the Casa Rosada because he has to start a period of orderly transition that will bring tranquility to Argentines. Fernandez earlier vowed to end the polarization which has long divided Argentine politics between his Peronist movement and supporters of the business-friendly incumbent. Still from the foreign scene, James Comey says he will move to New Zealand if Trump wins in 2020. The former FBI director James Comey has joked or not that he will move to New Zealand if Donald Trump is re-elected in 2020. Comey was interviewed on C-SPAN and asked what he would do if Trump was returned to office. From my new home in New Zealand, I still will believe in America, Comey said to laughter from the audience. The former FBI boss worked for the Obama administration and was fired by Trump in May 2017, fueling concerns for the Bureau investigation into links between the Trump campaign and Russia in the 2016 election. The comment was apparently made in jest, but he joins a long line of prominent Americans to float the idea of him emigrating to New Zealand as a way to escape Trump's chaotic presidency. Banks' credit to private sector hits record 25.47 trillion naira. That's news from the business world. Stay with us as we come back with the details.
Jesus!
Lagos, Nigeria.
Papa, there is miracle power here.
Encounters that will blow your mind. Open Heavens 2019. Apostle Johnson Suleiman. Date 7th and 8th November 2019. Venue Field 1 Police College, Ikeja, Lagos, Nigeria. Time Thursday 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Friday 9 a.m. and 10 p.m. all night long. For inquiries, please call. Your victory is sure.
Thanks for joining us on Business News. Banking sector's credit to private sector rose to 25.47 trillion naira in September, setting a new record for the year, a new report by the Central Bank of Nigeria has revealed. Analysts have said the 65% loan-to-deposit policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria has continued to increase banks' credit to the private sector. In a bid to drive lending to the real sectors, the Central Bank of Nigeria had directed all banks to maintain a minimum of 65% LDR by the end of December 2019. The money and credit statistics by the CBN specifically showed that banking sector's credit to private sector rose by 2.61% to 25.47 trillion naira in September from 24.82 trillion naira in August. The statistics also revealed that the banking sector's credit to the private sector was 22.9 trillion naira in January. It increased to 24.2 trillion naira in February. The figure dropped marginally to 23.99 trillion naira in March and increased by 3.72% to 24.88 trillion naira in April. According to the Central Bank of Nigeria, the credit remained flat at 24.88 trillion naira in May and dropped to 24.76 trillion naira and 24.29 trillion naira in June and July respectively. The head of research Pan-Africa Capital Holding Limited, Mr. Moses Ojo, attributed the growth to the 65% LDR policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria, stressing that the credit to private would grow significantly before the end of 2019. Still on business news, Hong Kong in recession after protest deal comprehensive blow. Hong Kong's financial secretary has said the region is in recession after more than 5 months of anti-government protest and said it was unlikely to achieve annual economic growth this year. The blow to our economy is comprehensive, Paul Chan said in a blog post on Sunday, adding that figures out on Thursday would show 2 successive quarters of contraction, the technical definition of recession. The government will be announcing its advanced estimates for the 3rd quarter on Thursday. After seeing negative growth in the 2nd quarter, the situation continued in the 3rd quarter, meaning our economy has entered technical recession, he wrote. It seems it will be extremely difficult for us to reach full-year economic growth of 0 to 1%. 1%. I would not rule out the possibility that the full-year economic growth will be negative. Protests in the former British colony have reached the 21st week on Sunday, black-clad and masked demonstrators set fire to shops and threw petrol bombs at police who responded with tear gas, water cannons, and rubber bullets. Coming up next, it's sports news. Don't go anywhere.
than to be pitied. But the only problem about envy, it is very dangerous when people envy you for pettiness.
Hello, great people. My name is Johnson Suleiman. I'd like to give you a special invitation, and I hope this message meets you well. Do you live in Edmonton? Do you live in Ottawa? Do you live in Toronto? Do you live in Winnipeg? This is an outstanding invitation for you all as I come to Calgary. I'll be in Canada for an outburst of the move of God, the great, massive harvest of souls. So I'm coming to Calgary. The address is now being scrolled, and all the information you need to get, the numbers to call for seat reservation. I'm believing God. I'm going to be laying my hands on the sick. I'm going to be praying for people, believing God for a miracle, and God will be sitting in the building. This year is our year of open heavens and uncommon grace, and that's what's coming to Calgary. I'll see you there.
You're welcome to Sports News. Tiger Woods wins US PGA Tour, breaks Nate's 54-year record. Tiger Woods made golf history Monday when he won the Zozo Championship in Japan for his first 82nd US PGA Tour victory, equaling Sam Snade's 54-year record and adding to his long list of achievements. The 15-time major winner held of the challenge of home favorite Hideki Matsuyama to win by 3 shots at the weather-delayed tournament, his first outing since arthroscopic left knee surgery in August. Woods broke into a huge smile after he bridged the 18th to compete a 3-under final round of 67 and finished 19 under par at Accordia Golf Nasashino Country Club. Woods led from gun to tape in the inaugural US PGA Tour event in Japan, we saw Friday's play washed out by the fringes of a typhoon that dumped almost 10 inches of rain on the coast 50 miles from Tokyo, forcing play into an extra day. Still on sports, Confederation Cup, Eyimba win Rangers. Eyimba FC started their CAF Confederation Cup campaign on Sunday with a 2-0 win over visiting South African side TS Galaxy at the Eyimba Stadium, Aba. The Nigerian club side set an early marker, scoring in the 7th minute through Victor Mboma. Mboma scored his debut goal for Eyimba after a cross from Abdurrahman Bashir. The above-based side failed to add to the lead, ending the first half 1-0 up. On the hour mark, Martins Usoled doubled the lead for the home side with a powerful header. Eyimba and had goalkeeper Theophilos Afelokai to thank for good saves which kept his side in the game. The return leg is built for next week in South Africa, with a winner qualifying for the group stage of the Confederation Cup. The other Nigerian side in competition, Enugu Rangers, fell to an injury time goal to lose 2-1 away to Togolo side Kara. Rangers will host Kara in the second leg on November 3rd. Lastly on sports, I don't live for goals, says Messi. Lionel Messi has revealed how his 15 years experience has seen him develop his all-round game. The Barcelona skipper, who has incredibly found the back of the net since 674 times in 829 games for club and country, also claims that he doesn't live for scoring goals but still enjoys doing so. Following the postponement of EL Clasico, the 32-year-old has taken the time to talk about his career in depth with Argentinian TV station TYC Sports and how his game has transformed over the years. I enjoy arriving into the box and scoring, but I don't live for scoring goals. In those 829 games, Messi has also had 289 assists, to his name, further amplifying his role as a team player. Messi also spoke about his desire to win a World Cup with Argentina, but insists he wouldn't change anything in his career to get his hands on the game's biggest prize. Thanks once again for joining us on the Celebration Television News Desk. And in case you're just joining us, here is the recap of the news headlines. Supreme Court hears 6 appeal on Atiku's case Wednesday. Again, Buhari heads for Saudi with governors and ministers. Payroll system controversy. Azu takes battle to National Assembly and meet Lawan and Baja. And from the forest scene, Alberto Fernandez wins Argentina's presidential election. Banks' credit to private sector hits record 25.47 trillion naira. And on sports, I don't live for goals, says Messi. You can follow us on our social media platforms to keep updated with different and various news from our news desk. And on Facebook, you can get us on Celebration TV, on Instagram, My Celebration TV, on Twitter at My Celebration TV, on YouTube, www.youtube.com/celebrationtv. Thank you once again for joining us. I remain Akosile Nicholas Walter. Stay blessed. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosun.